Nepotism is a form of favoritism which is granted to relatives and friends in various fields, including business, politics, entertainment, sports, fitness, religion, and other activities. The term originated with the assignment of nephews to important positions by Catholic popes and bishops. Nepotism has been criticized since the ancient times by several philosophers, including Aristotle, Valluvar, and Confucius, condemning it as both evil and unwise. The term comes from Italian word nepotismo, which is based on Latin root nepos meaning nephew. Since the Middle Ages and until the late 17th century, some Catholic popes and bishops, who had taken vows of chastity and therefore usually had no legitimate offspring of their own, gave their nephews such positions of preference, as were often accorded by fathers to sons. Several popes elevated nephews and other relatives to the cardinalate. Often, such appointments were a means of continuing a papal dynasty. For instance, Pope Calixtus III, head of the Borgia family, made two of his nephews cardinals. One of them, Rodrigo, later used his position as a cardinal as a stepping stone to the papacy, becoming Pope Alexander VI. Alexander then elevated Alessandro Farnese, his mistress's brother, to cardinal. Farnese would later go on to become Pope Paul III. Paul III also engaged in nepotism, appointing, for instance, two nephews, aged 14 and 16, as cardinals. The practice was finally limited when Pope Innocent XII issued the bull Romanum Decet Pontificum. In 1692, the papal bull prohibited popes in all times from bestowing estates, offices, or revenues on any relative, with the exception that one qualified relative could be made a cardinal. In the second book of the Churál literature, which forms a manual for governments and corporations, Valluvar suggests about nepotism and favoritism thus: if you choose an unfit person for your job just because you love and you like him, he will lead you to endless follies. According to him, nepotism is both evil and unwise. Nepotism is a common accusation in politics when the relative of a powerful figure ascends to similar power seemingly without appropriate qualifications. The British English expression, "Bob's your uncle," is thought to have originated when Robert Arthur Talbot Gascoigne Cecil, 3rd Marquess of Salisbury, promoted his nephew, Arthur Balfour, to the esteemed post of Chief Secretary for Ireland, which was widely seen as an act of nepotism. Nepotism can also occur within organizations. When a person is employed due to their familial ties, it is generally seen as unethical, both on the part of the employer and employee. Nepotism at work can mean increased opportunity at a job, attaining a job, or being paid more than other similarly situated people. Arguments are made both for and against employment granted due to a family connection, which is most common in small, family-run businesses. On one hand, nepotism can provide stability and continuity. Critics cite studies that demonstrate decreased morale and commitment from non-related employees, and a generally negative attitude towards superior positions filled through nepotism. An article from Forbes magazine stated, "There is no ladder to climb when the top rung is reserved for people with a certain name." Some businesses forbid nepotism as an ethical matter, considering it too troublesome and disruptive. Outside of national politics, accusations of nepotism are made in instances of prima facie favoritism to relatives. In such cases as, in Argentina, nepotism is a very common practice. Although there have been various attempts of reducing it, it is difficult in a country where state jobs are used as a gratitude token or party favoritism. The Kirchnerist party has openly stated the beliefs in nepotism, treating meritocracy as a pejorative concept. The government's ministries and secretariats are plagued with friends, family and militants of the current party leaders, many of which were criticized for being incapable in their jobs. This has been very evident during the Cristina Kirchner's presidencies and Alberto Fernandez's presidency. Anna Bligh, who won the 2009 Queensland state election, has been accused of nepotism by giving her husband Greg Withers a position as the Office of Climate Change head, shortly after his appointment as the Anglican Archbishop of Sydney in 2001. Peter Jensen was accused, in an Australian Broadcasting Corporation interview, of nepotism after nominating his brother Philip Jensen as Dean of Sydney and appointing his wife, Christine Jensen, to an official position in the Sydney Diocese. On 21 February 2017, President of Azerbaijan Ilham Aliyev appointed his wife Mehriban Aliyeva to be Vice President of Azerbaijan. Over the past decade, criticism has been growing over the creation of political dynasties in Belgium, in which all of the traditional political parties have been involved. This phenomenon has been explained by the fact that pro-me